Welcome to Conversations Live with Vicki Clair. Talk radio to inspire, inform, and stimulate. Bringing you enlightened discussions with authors, creatives, innovative business and health professionals, and ordinary people living extraordinary lives, sharing their expertise and life stories, making a difference, one word at a time. Now here's your host, Vicki Clair.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let me introduce you to Jill West, the woman who said that the solution to childhood obesity may be found in one four-letter word, and that four-letter word is moms. Jill West is an accomplished speaker, author, registered dietitian. She's a certified health coach and a mother of 3 boys. And for more than 25 years, she's worked with thousands of individuals and families, working for several major hospitals, including University of California, San Francisco Medical Center and Joslin Diabetes Center, which is an affiliate of Harvard Medical School. And in preparation for writing her new book, she surveyed over 400 registered dietitians, also moms, to ask them what they feed their kids. And the book, appropriately enough, is called 400 Moms. Discover what 400 nutrition experts feed their kids. Jill West, welcome.
Thank you, Vicki. Thank you for having me.
Well, I think this is an important topic. You know, we give a lot of lip service to childhood obesity in America, and not just America, it's expanding around the world now. But it seems not to be getting any better. Is it getting better from your perspective as a registered dietitian?
Well, I wouldn't say it's getting better. It has at least plateaued in the last 2 to 3 years. So I guess we call that progress in that we were on such a trajectory of childhood obesity from the 1970s to 2010, where it had tripled, that to see it plateau is in some form progress, but still much, much more to do.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, I don't have children myself, but I certainly see plenty of kids around, you know, stuffing their faces with supersized whatevers. And I was really intrigued. Your book is full of great information in here. And I thought, you know, for busy mom, busy parent, this must be a great help. Are you getting, what kind of feedback are you getting from people?
Yes, thank you for those comments. And exactly what you're saying, and that is that I really approached this from a what's simple and practical, yet still healthy. And the feedback I'm getting from moms is exactly that there are many tips and strategies that they either haven't tried or need to try more frequently. And it's really come as a relief to moms that there are some simple strategies. You don't have to spend all day in the kitchen, and you can still raise healthy kids.
Yeah, and I'm sure this book helps you somewhat, because a little bird told me that the question, Mom, what's for dinner, isn't exactly your favorite question either.
It is not music to my ears. I actually don't really enjoy cooking, which comes as a surprise to a lot of people. They make this assumption that as a registered dietitian, you must love to cook. And it's very important to me that my kids get healthy meals and healthy snacks. But that question invariably at 5:30, Mom, what's for dinner? And I have teenagers, and truly they still ask me every day, Mom, what's for dinner? And, you know, the pressure around that when moms are tired and there are the after-school activities and the homework to be done is really a very big challenge, and I very much relate. So being able to provide quick and healthy ideas, it was one of the questions I asked the 400 moms, what are 5 quick and healthy dinners you feed your kids? And want to venture a guess what the number one choice was?
Go ahead and tell me. I just saw that in the book, and I can't remember what it was. Was it pasta?
It was pasta.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. Which, you know, makes a lot of sense because it's quick and there are a lot of ways to fix it with meatballs, without, you know, tortellini, ravioli, all kinds of options. So it provides variety all in one choice. The one that really surprised me, though, was the number 2 choice, which was sandwiches.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah. It wasn't one I would have thought of.
Right. But obviously not filled with bologna.
Exactly. Well, and my number one tip for moms around the dinner meal is to visualize what I call the healthy plate. And so making half the plate fruits and vegetables and the other half grains and protein with a glass of milk. And so the sandwiches really work great for that because they're quick. So a turkey sandwich or turkey and cheese sandwich takes care of the protein and grains. And then putting some baby carrots and sliced apples and a glass of milk, very quick meal, far healthier than fast food, yet meets all those food groups. So really a great choice.
Now, the book is not about making perfect choices. You do stress this throughout. It's making better choices. And, you know, unless a kid is raised with good choices from the get-go, it can be really hard to get them to turn around. So talk to us about how you recommend to people they work with their children to get them to want to eat better.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, I think it's important to focus on the healthy as opposed to good and bad foods, that we make these choices because they're healthy, whether that's around having vegetables on our plate or limiting the frequency of desserts or sodas and sweet drinks. It's all about being healthy, yet still having that balance. And I think the most important thing is that parents are role modeling that. So if they have fruits and vegetables on their plate, their kids are much more likely to eat them themselves. They're always watching, as we know. And so really modeling that and emphasizing this is what we do because it's healthy. You still may get some grumbling from kids, but I can tell you from experience and many, many moms telling me the same thing, that eventually kids will come around and see the benefits of it. It just sometimes takes a while and some patience.
Right. I couldn't help but think of my brother when I was reading your book, because as a kid, we had to have 2 or 3 veggies in every meal. That's the way we grew up. Everything was fresh. And he hated vegetables, and he would literally swallow Brussels sprouts whole because my mother would make him eat them. And so he was like, I'll get you, I'll just swallow them whole. But I like the way you've organized the book. It's broken down into the same form components throughout each chapter: basic nutritional information, then tips, strategies, kid-approved recipes, your take-home message, and then your game plan. So talk to us a little bit about the structure there and why you did it that way.
Yes. One of the ideas behind the book was when I call it a go-to guide, I really look at it as a book where moms can move from chapter to chapter, jump around, that you really don't have to read the book cover to cover. So if dinners are the biggest challenge or breakfast is the biggest challenge, you can go straight to that chapter. And as you move through the books and the chapters, that format being consistent, I think, is really helpful for busy parents. Reading a chapter quickly, getting the most important information out of it and that bottom line, and then moving into, okay, now what's my next step? And that's really the game plan. We all can do a lot of reading, but we don't oftentimes take it to the next step of, okay, what am I going to do differently in my household? And so this is trying to give moms and dads the opportunity to write down right in the book, here are the 3 things I'm going to try differently. Or maybe it's 1 or 2. It doesn't have to be 3. Because I really believe that those small changes and small steps over time can add up to very big improvements in kids' diets as well as the parents' diets.
Yeah. When I was reading reviews of the book, which were all glowing, by the way, one of the things that came up in several reviews I noticed was your BEST formula. I wonder if you'd share that with our listeners.
Absolutely. It's how I oftentimes will summarize the book. If you don't take anything else from the book, the most important thing is the best diet for kids, and that is B, for breakfast every day. There's so much research about the importance of breakfast. E is for encouraging 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day for your children, and I emphasize the encourage because it's parents' job to provide the fruits and vegetables, and it's the child's job to decide what and how much to eat. The S is for stopping sweet drinks and soda, and T is to trim down on fast food and, if necessary, portions.
Very good. And so one of the things I want to ask you is about child abuse, because there's been a lot in the media lately about, is it child abuse if kids are allowed to become obese? And oftentimes parents are pretty obese themselves at the same time. But I wonder what you say to parents because it's a delicate subject. How do you work with the parent? We talked about how we get the child to become more engaged in what they're eating, but how do you work with the parent to change that?
It's an excellent question, and childhood obesity is a very complex issue. I don't think there's one cause by any means, and I think by trying to help parents see just what a gift they're giving their children, by helping to teach them what a healthy balance is, and again, that can involve the parents gradually making those changes with them. We all know change is difficult, and especially around food, and so starting with small changes and really emphasizing the gift of health that they're giving their children by helping reduce their chances of developing diabetes and high cholesterol and all of these medical problems that come with obesity, and also the gift of helping them succeed in school by providing healthy choices for them. All the studies show that kids that are well-nourished perform better academically, perform better in sports, have higher self-esteem. So it's really a gift they're giving their kids.
I would agree with you. I know a little girl who was very obese and eventually lost weight. You could not believe that was the same child. It brought tears to your eyes almost. How much
Absolutely.
She changed. Yeah,
it impacts every aspect of their life around friendships and academic performance, self-esteem. It really, really can be quite a positive gift.
One of the things I love about the book, there's several things I really like about this book,
well, thank you.
But one of the things is that you actually take products off the shelves and rate them as worst cereals and best cereals, for example. And I was surprised to see how well Cheerios did. I've never eaten a Cheerio, but I hear about them all the time.
Yes, so I call those Jill's best picks and Jill's worst picks. And again, moms really very frequently talk about how helpful those lists are. It kind of becomes their grocery list. I now know with confidence that I can choose these cereals or these crackers or even these desserts and know that although dessert isn't healthy, this is a healthier choice that I can feel good about.
Right.
And so, yes, surprisingly, the 400 moms, the number one cereal they feed their kids is Cheerios. Now, you have to be a little bit careful with that because even Cheerios can run the gamut in terms of how healthy it is. And I use the guideline for cereals in particular of looking for cereals that have no more than 6 grams of sugar per serving. And so here again, if it doesn't appear on my particular list, you can a mom can always look at the cereal and see, oh, well, this one has 6 grams or 7 grams of sugar. I know that's pretty close to the goal. And so I do that with a lot of different products, crackers and snack bars and yogurts, about what is it you're looking for on that label to know that's a healthy choice. And I have kind of a reference guide in the back with all of those that's kind of a cheat sheet that a lot of parents like to use as well to be able to refer to frozen waffles or crackers and what's considered a healthy choice.
Right. And then what about snacks? I mean, come on, it's no good being a kid if you can't have snacks.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, kids need snacks because their stomachs are not that big. And so the amount they eat at a meal really can't carry them over to the next meal. So to really get all of the food groups they need for the day, they need snacks. They're really essential. And the number one snack the 400 moms provided was fruit. And I think that one sometimes gets missed. We get so caught up in the processed foods that are easy to grab, like crackers and chips and even potentially cookies and snack bars. But if we can get, what I encourage moms to do is get 2 food groups, provide 2 food groups as the snack. So something like fruit and a string cheese. That way you've got the fruit group and you've got the dairy or protein group, depending on how you want to classify it. Yogurt with some cereal on top. Again, you've got 2 food groups there. So snacks are definitely essential. It's being choosy about what those snacks are. And again, it's a great opportunity to help kids understand what is a healthy snack and how do I get those extra food groups in that I may have missed at a meal.
Yeah, well, I think this is a really valuable book for busy moms or maybe even grandparents or aunts who, take care of kids a lot. Number one, lunch entree by those 400 moms, PB&J sandwich. That's something else I've never eaten.
Well, yeah, in some ways I was a little surprised at that too, but on the other hand, not at all. My boys have always eaten PB, sometimes just peanut butter, and sometimes PB&J. I have this story in the book about one of my 3 boys who literally took the same school lunch or same packed lunch every day when he was in 2nd grade, and that was half of a peanut butter sandwich, no jelly, with dried mango. And then I could mix in some pretzels or different kinds of crackers, but literally the sandwich and the fruit had to be the same, and that was because the dried mango wouldn't get squished, and he liked his peanut butter sandwich. And again, I've had moms say, what a relief to me to not have to worry about that same lunch. And I said, there are plenty of opportunities to add variety in at morning snack, afternoon snack, breakfast, and dinner. But I knew he was going to eat that lunch, so I knew he was getting refueled for the afternoon, and that was far more important to me and, quite frankly, far healthier than the school lunch that was being provided.
Right. Well, Jill West, I thank you so much for being with us today. The book is called 400 Moms Discover What 400 Nutrition Experts Feed Their Kids. A very quick final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with, Jill.
I think probably the most important one is try again. Keep trying. If your kids won't eat vegetables, keep trying, keep offering them. They'll oftentimes come around.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you can find out more about Jill at 400moms.com. The book again, 400 Moms Discover What 400 Nutrition Experts Feed Their Kids.